I want to start off with introductions. You might find it boring, but I need you all to understand who I really am and what I am not. My name is Mitchell, James Mitchell. I am 19 years old and I'm afraid of heights. I had a girlfriend once, but she was toxic, so we split up. I hate running and love to cycle. Before this started, I had just gone on a 2,000-kilometer cycle trip with my friends. It took us a few days, but we managed to tackle this massive trail just as the season ended. The leaves were just beginning to be kissed by the dawn of fall, and the breeze was cool and refreshing. I was happy. I was so happy. One more thing before I start the story. I know it's taking a bit, but you need to know these things. I work at a local club. It's a jazz club, a modest little one that's been around in my town since the 1940s. We pride ourselves on the time that Frank Sinatra Jr. came to our bar. He wasn't performing. He was just there to have a drink. We have a picture of him and the club's owners at the time. They both died in a traffic accident just outside of town. I heard their bodies were so badly mangled that both the policemen who found them quit the day after. For the record, this story has nothing to do with the owner's ghosts haunting the club or something like that. It's about me and my current situation, which I will get to soon. The current owner, Victor, is my boss. He's strange, but he is letting me stay at the club until I figure out what's happening to me. The reason I bring him up is that he too is vital to understanding my scenario. He's been around for a while. I think he's 60 years old, but whenever I ask his age, he just says I'm young enough to be alive and laugh. He's been out of crash. Fuck, what was that? I'm back. It was just a glass falling. I swiped it up with a duster and threw the remains of the old whiskey glass into the trash. Pretty common stuff for a bartender in a small town. Now I've kept you long enough. If you actually read all that, thank you. If you didn't, then thanks for at least starting here. Let's talk about my predicament. Nobody knows who I am. Not in the sense that nobody remembers me, but nobody remembers how I was, how I acted, what I liked, what I did, and even who my friends were. The only exception to this is Victor, but even he is blurry on some memories of me. He says he can't remember my first day on the job or conversations we had before, but he knows most of who I am. It started 3 weeks ago when I got a call from a guy named Corey. Wait, someone entered the club. We're open 24 hours. I'll finish this later. I'm back again. It's been 3 hours since I was last writing. It's now 2 in the morning. I need to write what I just saw. Someone entered the club. I know who they are. Her name is Victoria. She was my friend back in middle school, but we drifted after high school started. Victoria is not a pretty girl, but she's not ugly either. I can only describe her as average. She was a funny girl who liked to skateboard. My parents didn't really like me hanging out with her, but I never did. I think I may have had a crush on her, but I don't remember now. When she walked in, she asked for a sunset rug. I poured her a shot and she downed it quickly. She looked like she wanted to forget something and drown herself as booze. I knew that look. Most people around here have that look. After 2 hours of her drinking, she finally said something to me. Sometimes people make mistakes. She then stood up, put a tip on the counter, and left. I washed the shot glasses she had used and pulled out my laptop again. I wonder what she meant. I don't think she recognized me. So, Corey. He's probably the biggest asshole I've ever met. He was never popular because of it, but I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy watching his antics. He once got punched so hard in the face by someone he was pissing off that his nose was permanently pushed to the side. This gave him the nickname Crooked Nose Corey. Anyway, Corey called me and asked, "Is it true you're dating Marlene?" For the record, I am not. I don't even know who that is. I denied it and went on with my day. Over the course of the day, people who I knew kept talking to me about things I didn't understand. Then it happened the next day. Then the next. Then the next. At this point, I was starting to freak out. I thought this might be a prank, so I started to call people out on this sick joke. However, no matter who I spoke to, the words were always similar in their inaccuracy to me in my life. After about 2 weeks of asking around, I have determined that the only person who has a partial grasp on who I am, besides myself, is Victor.